Welcome back to WaterparkRangers. Let's play Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. In the last episode, we turned into Goyle, snuck into the Slytherin dungeons, and got the extra spell, Alohamora, from Fred and George's shop. This episode, we're going to take Flitwick's class, but before we do, I'm just going to show you what Alohamora does. And once again, it's really not as awesome as they make you believe it is, because all it does is open these special treasure chests here with the key symbol on them, despite the fact that there are large locks.
79. Oswald
That you see elsewhere in the game. Like, remember way back in the Expelliarmus Challenge Chamber episode, there was a door with giant locks in them, yet for some weird reason, they don't ever seem to be opened. There's another one that's kind of like that in not the Great Hall, but the big entrance room of Hogwarts with the stairs and stuff. There's going to be a side room that I'm going to show in a little while, I guess maybe next episode, and I think there's a door there that has a bunch of similar locks. And on top of that, there's like a sign in it that says keep out, which of course is implying that there's a way in, but I've never found a way in, and it's covered in these giant locks. I've tried Alohamora, and nothing seems to work. So make of that what you will. I just remembered what that room is called. It's called the entrance hall.
95. Yardley Platt.
So apparently this guy's a serial goblin killer. I don't know how that's supposed to work, and I'm not sure why someone would do something like that. It's really mean and a little bit like, I guess that's like wizard racism. Now, if it was lawn gnomes, that's something I could understand. I hate lawn gnomes. You might have not thought they were that annoying, but they're going to come back later. And it's going to be something optional that will take a long time to do, and it's very obnoxious. So there are more treasure chests with keys and stuff to get, but for now I'm just going to take the class.
Morning, class. Today's lesson will most assuredly involve us in learning how to cast the appositely named Bluebell Flames. The proper incantation for this charm is Incendio. You will now see that a crawl space has been revealed in the wall. Beyond this is the Incendio challenge. Mr. Potter, if you wouldn't mind coming forward, please. The Incendio spellbook is located on the other side of the crawl space. Once you've managed to collect it, the Incendio charm will be yours. You must then return here to the classroom. Do you understand, Mr. Potter?
I do, Professor.
Very well then, off you jolly well go.
Off you jolly well go! That's like the most cheerful thing you could ever say for sending a kid into a fire-infested dungeon. Yeah, that's right. This is another one of those fire things. It's kind of like they ran out of themes, because Expelliarmus already had a lot of fire in it with the fire crabs and the fire-breathing statues. This one just has a lot more fire. And also a lot more gargoyles, as you're going to see now. We need the right tools to fight them. These will be our last uses of Expelliarmus. They're not really any different than they were before, it's just you have a lot less space to fight them, so you have to have gotten good. And you have to stand at the very back if you really want to have a good range, because the attacks come fast. And once again, you want to get the shot where he rears up, that's the best one, easiest one. That makes his other shots kind of hard to dodge. As you can see, I have to make wide maneuvers in a small space to dodge them. But fortunately, it also means the battle will be over quick one way or another. And we have a lot of Wiggenweld to back us up, just in case things go wrong. And now we can go through the door that's ahead. There's other stuff in this room, but as you might have guessed, there's nothing that we can do in it for now until we have this, the spell here that Flitwick was talking about earlier. What's odd is that when he's talking about that, he waves like his hand with little sparks, and there's a candle next to him, so it's kind of like, well, are you going to light it? But then randomly, he does nothing with it, and then the wall opens up. And unfortunately, we never get to see him again, I think, because he's just so awesome. Yes, and another gargoyle, randomly after you jump off the side. It might seem random, but there is a reason for it. It's kind of convoluted, but you'll see what I mean. So now you have more space to dodge, which is nice. Oh, and of course I get hit once I say we have more space. Then again, they only take 4 hits each. It's not like this is really difficult or anything. It's just kind of annoying that you have to deal with 3 of them. It was a really weird decision to put them all in here like this. I kind of wonder if they did it differently in the PS2 version, because I know there's a lot of differences between the PS2 version that I might have mentioned earlier. Actually, once this Let's Play is over, I do encourage you to kind of look at another Let's Play from somebody else that's a very complete one of the PS2 version, and it shows basically, since this is covering 100% of the game, you'll see what changes have been made. So the basic idea here is use Avifors on each rock that the gargoyle leaves behind, and just avoid the fire crabs, which is easier said than done, but really they're just there to annoy you. They don't serve any other purpose. There's another one up here, but it's tough to see because of the angle. I knew it was here from an earlier run. And by jumping down here, this is like, there are like 4 small chambers in this room, and each of them either has a fire crab or a gargoyle. It's not really too hard to figure out. They actually do give you maps of the challenge chamber. I guess I haven't really been showing you because mostly I've been using them off camera. But there are maps of pretty much every area in the game that they just give you automatically, which is nice. If you ever get lost, they'll at least show you what area you're in. They won't show you your current location, like, to the pinpoint. But they'll show you where you entered at least, which is nice. And this is a very simple puzzle, actually. I call it a puzzle. Really, all you have to do is hit each of the Avifors rocks once. That's the last gargoyle we'll ever have to fight, by the way. No more gargoyles. And after you hit each Avifors rock, they'll weigh down a couple of switches up there. First time I tried this, I thought there was something a lot more complicated, like I had to hit all the rocks again. And it turns out that I was just wasting time, because that's all you have to do. I was really overestimating how difficult this game's puzzles were supposed to be. So with both the switches weighed down, just take out that fire crab, and then there's another door that'll lead us to another area in the room ahead. The music here, just in case you're wondering, is called Expelliarmus. It's been used a couple other times in the game. I just think it's one of the better sounding tracks. And in case you're wondering why I mentioned that, it's because I'd been planning to mention this forever. Is that the composer for this game is Jeremy Soule. He did the soundtrack for Knights of the Old Republic, which would probably explain a lot of the quality in this game, as far as soundtrack is concerned. Incendio. Now, although this is the last spell we've achieved, and it's going to be the last one we'll ever find, Incendio is actually probably one of the coolest and most useful spells you'll find in the game. Number one, because there's purple fire, which is awesome. And what we have to do here is light all the torches in a limited amount of time to keep a gate open, and then we'll escape through the gate. That's the idea of this puzzle. You have to do it really fast, so you can't screw up, like Harry just did by jumping to his death. So we'll try this again. By the way, I did a bit of a camera skip. I didn't want to show us having to go all the way back to the challenge chamber to this point. Just a little thing. So there's one more there that'll keep the gate open, and we can just get underneath. So that's Incendio. It shoots out like a purple flame. And it's used more frequently than probably all the other spells, because like Flipendo, it doubles as a combat spell. So you won't just be using it for treasure chests, although there are treasure chests for it too. Harry just doing some land surfing there. So now we're back in the symmetrical main room of the challenge chamber, and now we can put Incendio to use. Actually, the design of this place, for some reason, reminds me of the artwork for Sorcerer's Stone. I don't know why. I guess that's kind of just something you have to see. Look at the front cover of the book or the movie, then you might get a better idea of what I'm saying. So for some reason, lighting that torch drops this giant obelisk down, which lets us go into the room beyond. And there's another one on the other side, so I'm just going to take care of both of them, and then I'll show you what's in both of the rooms. It's just kind of an awesome spell, you know? Incendio! I don't know why they're called bluebell flames, though, because as far as I can tell, they're pretty purple to me. Okay, so there's another fire crab. So I'll show you Flipendo, but now watch, we flipped it. But check out what Incendio does. That's right, now you can just destroy the fire crabs. No more of that stupid, like, leaving them down or something like that. We want to get rid of the fire crabs. Now, anytime we meet another one, we can really get what's coming to it. That's probably why I like Incendio so much. It just evens the odds. Flipendo, and I'm just going to wonder... I just want to experiment and see how much damage we'll do if I use Incendio at a close range from the explosion. Not that much, oddly. It probably hurts more to get burned by a fire crab. Also, we're taking a lot less damage, just because finally the wizard card upgrades have started to help. So there's a pair of switches here, and you'll see one has shut off one of the fire vents in the main room. And the idea is to get them shut off in the right order, so that you have a path open to jump across and then hit the other two switches, which will open the door allowing you to escape. It's a little bit complicated, but it's probably best if you just see how it works. See, there's one switch over there, and... oh, wait. Oh, that's right. Yeah, at this part you have to light these statues, and then hit them upwards with Flipendo. And by doing that, the force of the fire will keep the platforms raised for a little while longer. And while they're raised, that's your chance to jump across the other side. So as you can see, we've shut off the fire perfectly so that we can get to that one switch, but we have to do it quickly, because soon the platforms are going to collapse. Wasn't for the sound. See, you really do have to do it without messing up. And so that's the first switch. It takes out one of the flames that's blocking our exit. Though we can't quite make it through there yet, because there are two other flames. So Harry took more damage just from falling from that distance than from taking that explosion at such a short range. Wizards sure have strange weaknesses. So let's try this switch next. So it's turned off that one. And the other one over there is lit, but I don't really know if that matters yet, because as long as there isn't a flame that's blocking our immediate way up there, then we're in good shape. Ah, there's still one up there. So apparently we're gonna have to hit another one of the switches to turn that off, though I'm not sure which one. It's a little bit confusing because it's not really clear exactly which switch corresponds to which. It's a little bit of trial and error. I'm sure there's a pattern. I've just never taken the time to figure it out, because as soon as I find something that works for me, I don't really bother to find out anything else. See, we finally opened up a successful path. And it's just a little bit of trial and error to figure it out. Sure, sometimes it might take longer than others, but apparently I've just found a combination that works. Of course, if I ever try to play this game, I'll forget it. Then again, after a 100% run, which I've never really attempted before, I might not ever want to play the game again, because some of the side quests in it that are optional, some are fun, and it's nice that they put them in, but one in particular, is hell. It's the hell of minigames. I've never played a worse one. Okay, so we'll knock those two statues up. Hopefully we've got enough time to jump across. Because I know I didn't hit them in the right order. I should have hit this one first, not the other one. It means it's going to fall sooner. Hopefully we'll have just enough time to make it. No! Of course, Harry has terrible reflexes. So we've got to do it all over again. Stupid fire bore. Oh, wait, I lit the wrong one again. Whatever, let's just do this fast. Okay, let's pretend that this is like... Wow, I even used the wrong spell. Let's pretend this is like a challenge run of this brief puzzle. Let's see if I can get across by making it as most difficult as it can be for me to fail. I should say, succeed. Come on, Harry, I know you can do it. Maybe... Yes, just in the nick of time. Alright, and with both switches pressed, it's done. So, this episode was the Incendio Challenge Chamber. See you next episode, what we have in store for Harry during his day.